Sacred Heart College is also blessed with an excellent sister school, Hutt in Green Meadows. With the assistance of the Mapihi Pounamu Trust, we can send students to this boarding school, and this is mostly used when peer relations are a problem. Boarding schools offer a chance for students to get away from unhelpful mates and to start again. I have huge regard for Hutt. It was founded by the same order that founded our college. There is still a place for the routines of boarding school life, especially within the Māori ethos that Hutt provides. There are only Hutt and Turakina left for girls now, so one hopes that these schools will be seen as a taonga and preserved by the churches that run them with assistance from others. We need the ability to choose from a variety of support services. I have less regard, I'll be honest, for RTLBs, as although some of these teachers are well trained on an individual basis, there is, in my opinion, a systemic failure, and this is due to organisation, and I'd probably be supported in that by the ERO's document which looked at the RTLBs. The cluster concept is flawed, in my opinion, and only seems to work with primary schools. By contrast, the most useful resource given to schools, secondary schools, in the last 10 years has been the SCT role, or Specialist Classroom Teacher. I voiced my opinions at the Taumata Whanaunga that secondary schools would be better off with a second SCT who had had some RTLB training, as then we would control the appointment and the person would be a known commodity who works on the premises and is just not some itinerant blow-in, which is how RTLBs can be perceived by students and staff alike. You know, people say to you, who's that person there having coffee in the staff room? The SCT in our college has huge credibility among the staff, while an RTLB often has not. However, I do want to add here, as Shannon pointed out to me, that she had a very competent RTLB at primary school and who worked faithfully with her and did a great job, so we have to keep some balance in this. I would also like to commend the initiative of social workers in that initiative which is for lower decile schools to have their own social worker, as this does give the opportunity of closer home-school relationships, a bit like the old visiting teacher did in the 70s and 80s. The last key plank to mention is the careers advisor. We are fortunate to have an excellent careers advisor who can individualise programs for students like Shannon. Linda Carter is relatively new in the job. You are welcome to ask Linda questions about her work. We have looked at work experience for Shannon as she is keen on working in a hair salon. Finding work experience positions is very time consuming. Again, it's labour intensive to do the job well and to fit clients to the job. I enjoyed contributing at the Taumata Whanaunga, and I know that the MOE have had success in rolling out some assistance to help extreme behaviours. However, the key trick is to catch the behaviours before they become extreme. And in order to do that, we need better resourcing in the Ops grant. Better resourcing in terms of personnel, 2 SCTs would be handy. Better resourcing in SEG, that's the Special Education Grant, which Linda's immediate colleague Alison Spencer looks after in our school, and also in staff funding. Less change for the sake of change, like the current Trades Academy stuff, as Gateway was, in the opinion of most secondary schools, working very well. Trades Academy sounds good, but could have consequences for schools that are not congenial. I think there's a lot to be ironed out there. Sort of a better utilisation of RTLBs. Let secondary schools employ their own on a part-time or full-time basis, depending on the decile of the school and its needs. Support teachers who want to try alternative career paths. Like if a teacher says, I really like to train to do careers or special needs, we should encourage them to do that. And a big plea to stop waving bits of paper. You know, it's kind of embarrassing that documents 2004 like this come out, making a bigger difference for all students. Did anything change? No, it didn't. Now we've got ka hekatea and hei ka kano. You know, when is somebody going to know that paper doesn't do it? Funny that. And there's 3 things that does do it: patient hard work, kindness, and relationships. I have huge regard for programs like Kotahitanga, which concentrate on the EQ of classrooms and on relationships. I have less regard for strategies that just shift money around and where no new personnel or resourcing is offered. My own school has not taken up, for example, the offer of hei kākano training, for example, as we are busy already doing it, offering pathways for Māori students and increasing success rates. Our sleeves are rolled up and we're trying hard. Hei kākano offers training to managers, but we do not want to be plucked out of school to train. We just want the resources to do a better job. It would also be really good if the MOE would heed the message of educators like Ben Levin from Canada. He has told us that what we lack here is a clear, overarching strategy to get teachers and schools to where we want to go. So less of the piecemeal approach, less of the glossy new plans, and more of a committed long-term vision that all teachers can relate to and work towards. To end on a positive note, the specialist classroom teacher role, with its time allowance and its purpose to work alongside teachers in a non-threatening way, is one of the best things that's happened to support schools in the last decade. Tama tū, tama ora, tama noho, tama mate. Nō reira piki mai, kāki mai, whai atu māramatanga me te aroha. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.